Hello and welcome to Artegan Flight 001. This is your captain speaking. If you are traveling through another dimension, you are in the right seat. A dimension not only of sight and sound and mind, but a journey into a wondrous new vibratory frequency. We'd now like to tell you about some important safety features of this aircraft. The most important safety feature we have aboard this aircraft is your attention. Please buckle up, everyone. It is going to be a thrilling ride.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Psychic Astrology covering Monday, April 5th to Monday, April 12th. I am your Madam President of the Artegan, Natalie, spelled Natalee. Welcome to another beautiful week of life. Seriously, you guys, we're finishing out the last of this full moon energy, and we are gearing up for the first new moon of the zodiacal new year. The new moon in Aries taking place April 11th. I will be on YouTube live streaming my presentation, and in the week leading up to this new moon, there's so much going on, and it's all positive, okay? It's all positive. The first part of the week sees us getting over some of the full moon stuff. There's the quarter moon on Sunday in Capricorn, and that should have been like an injection of like pain, but wisdom gained through pain, where you really know more. You got the last, it's a crisis in consciousness, so you've gotten the last information that you need to know. You know what you're going to initiate. That's something big at the beginning of this week, even like Monday, Tuesday, maybe even Wednesday. There's this energy where you know what you're going to initiate and you know what you want to put into motion. It's the same thing that you've been waiting for, that you've been biding your time, waiting to move forward on. It could have even been the situation or variables. Things have just been sort of dragging, or it's been dragging its feet a little bit. But something's going on this week where, poof, effortlessly, it may even surprise you how effortlessly things just fall together, okay? And it's almost like you will get your sign, you will get your signal. It's a timing thing. It's like you will know this is it. You will know this is the time. You will know this is the moment. That's what it is. That's what it is. You are also thinking a lot about this new direction that you're going to take. It's almost like, okay, you wanted it before, you wanted it, but there were obstacles and there were delays and there were holdups and the dragging of the feet. And then some other stuff happened. And now that it's more real and it becomes a real possibility and those obstacles get removed and they're put to the side, now you think about it kind of again, and you just sort of like give it that pause of, we're doing this. It's happening. So that's this week. And I just want to say this. Psychically tuning into this is what I got for you for this week. It's about radiant energy and how everything is vibration, everything is energy. We are constantly giving off the vibrations that we ourselves are creating with our thoughts, our feelings, our focus, our electromagnetic fields. And what you imagine, the thought forms that you're creating and sending out into the universe, what you imagine will come to pass. There's something about successful combinations this week in particular. As we learn, as humans, as we learn to transfer life force from the imagination into the activity of the conscious mind and in the conscious awareness, the will is developed. Our will as individual people is developed, and the imagination becomes purified. I'm saying this because I'm connecting with someone who, I felt you this week, okay? I felt all of it this whole past week. I felt like the drop in depression. I felt this, oh my God, like it was like, It was, it's okay. It's okay. We're okay. It's all okay. It's okay. It's okay. Okay? Okay. 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 Like I was saying, as we learn to transfer life force from the imagination into the activity of the conscious, the will is developed and the imagination purified. All forms of vibration can be managed by the adept. It's all about, and I really go into this with the tarot, it's all about the formative world, the creative world, and the material world. And what happens when you transfer energy between the stages of manifestation and how you do so. I'm connecting with you. You are learning this. This is another stage in occult progress. So I'm very happy to be with you every step of the way. What you imagine will come to pass. Successful combinations are kind of the name of the game this week. There's great chemistry. There's like fantastic chemistry. So, I mean, not even romantic, but just like platonically, creatively. Okay, Natalie. Come on, Natalie. Let's get it together here. I'm just kidding. Okay, so let me try to back up here. The beginning of the week. You will know what you want to put into motion. And I want to say what comes effortlessly this week, what comes together easily, what falls together easily, you've earned it. It may surprise you because you were so stuck last week. It may surprise you how things are falling together. But you've earned it. Go with it. Okay. Tuesday. So now Monday, the moon ingresses into Aquarius. Tuesday, the Aquarius moon will meet up with Saturn in the sky and square Uranus and Taurus. Also, Venus will be in Aries, sextiling Mars in Gemini. This is beautiful. This is beautiful energy for many great reasons. This allows you to, this is very helpful, supportive energy for resolving an imbalance in masculine and feminine energies, either internally and or externally with other people. So you can resolve imbalances in relationships because of this and through this. You are supported as well in making decisions, big decisions, great decisions. From a balanced place, from a balanced perspective, brownie points. If you're making a decision, a big, great decision that is unique or different or especially unique or especially different, because those innovative ideas are the ones that are going to be, it's almost like it's radical at first, and then it becomes wildly popular, and then it spreads like wildfire. Everyone makes it their own so much, and it gets like sort of regurgitated and redistributed, and then it becomes normal, and then it becomes like accepted, then it becomes, I'm getting that energy with this. But right now it's like innovative. So for those of you making that kind of a decision, it is so highly favored here. Another thing I'm getting with this, with Tuesday, is that you could resolve an issue with someone simply by seeing them in this light, seeing them in this perspective. Such as if you are a masculine dominant male and you are resolving an imbalance with a feminine dominant, woman or something, just simply by speaking to this person, caring about their perspective, acknowledging that they have a different life experience, life perspective, that can go such a long way in like mitigating anything and restoring balance. And it's like you can rally support. Let me give you an example. So I was talking to one of my cousins, and he told me, he was talking about one of his friends at work, a woman, and how I think it was like she got into spirituality after an injury, and she wasn't able to do something anymore. And because you guys know me already, I'm like, I love martial arts, and I had to stop martial arts. I was going to the dojo. I was training in Bruce Lee's Junfan Jeet Kune Do. I guess that's repetitive because Junfan's his real name. But I was a brown belt. I got to the level of brown belt, and at that level you just spar. There's no more like technique or anything, like you're just sparring for the experience, and now weapons training and all that. There's an especially crazy workout seminar, and I just like overdid it. I pushed my body like way too far, and it was like just me and like these other big men, and I just like I sustained a back injury. One of my lower discs like slipped. Whoops. And so I had to stop. And for anyone who's like an athlete or physical, that's why I love watching athletes. I love discipline. Okay, just a little digression. There's this girl I follow on Instagram, Jen Selter. I love her photos and her content. You can tell that she doesn't eat any bread or eat any kind of like the distance between like the muscle and her skin is like so. I'm never gonna have that. I'm okay with that. I love bread. I love donuts. I love to like cheese and butter. I love it. So, but I can appreciate that discipline. That's sexy. That's sexy. I love that. I love seeing discipline. I'm a Capricorn. I just love seeing discipline in people. But anyway, I love her content because she makes these little, what is it? She had a recipe. She replaces everything with oats. So it was like, she made like banana bread with like oats and bananas and blueberries and like, I don't know, something. And so, oh God, why am I talking about this? Oh, that's right. So anyone that's physical, that loves using their body, that loves to engage their muscles and loves to just, or even sculpt their bodies, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger, that loves to actually sculpt their physical form the way they want it. Another little digression. This is also why I don't hold it against anyone that gets any kind of elective cosmetic surgery for any reason whatsoever. I don't care if it's you're splitting your tongue, or if you're getting a nose ring, or if you're getting double F implants, or if you're dyeing your hair, or if you are getting a rhinoplasty, or if you are removing a mole or a birthmark, or if you are getting posts like horns in your head, or if you are getting none of that. I don't judge anyone for anything like that. Because listen, the flesh is not the enemy of the spirit, but its vehicle. And spirit is not the enemy of the flesh, but its driving force. If you're a good person, who cares what you look like? It's just an extension of you like customizing your avatar. So that's another, that goes off onto the athleticism and really like sculpting your body and being athletic. I swear I'm going to bring it home right now. So I really immediately connected to this woman that he's talking about, his friend. And she got into spirituality because she couldn't physically do anything. And I said something that spoke to, like, God, I really understand how she must have felt after that. It's such a down, depressed, sad loss to not be able to do something physical when you lived. I mean, I was at the dojo like 6 days a week because I was taking martial arts classes and I was teaching women's kickboxing at the same time. So I was there like every day. So to have that kind of an injury and then not go and not be able to do it was like heartbreaking. I felt like I was Superman. I mean, anyway, so I talked about it, more, and I could tell he had a shift, an energetic shift in his understanding. And he goes, wow, Natalie, I never thought about what it was like for her to go through that. Like and it was sincere. It was very sincere that he just literally, authentically, genuinely never thought about that, of what her experience was, to suddenly have to change her life and to change everything, her lifestyle, all of that. It's a perspective shift. And with Tuesday, with this, and guys, when you come up against that, don't hold that against people. Please. I mean, we're love, truth, and integrity here, and we forgive to raise our own vibrations, and we love our big, beautiful boundaries because we're not going to use other people to hurt ourselves. Like, you guys know the whole Artegan, okay? So don't hold that against people just because they have not, if they're not malicious, if they're not actively hating you and trying to sabotage you, if their ignorance is that pure, innocent ignorance, and you enlighten them, that's like a nice moment. And like, you know what I'm saying? We need to give people that space, that room to grow. Okay, so what I'm getting at is on Tuesday with this Venus sextile Mars, you can make some progress. You take that story I just told you and you can have a breakthrough because you've considered very specifically masculine, feminine. Whether you're a masculine dominant man, feminine dominant woman, or any whatever you identify as, talking to that other side, trying to get someone on your side, trying to rally support for your cause. Something about that can be that breakthrough, and it's unusual, so it looks like it would be something unusual for you or unusual for the situation, or maybe something people just don't expect. But that is also progressive. That can also be innovative depending on the context of the situation. Maybe you're in an old boys club and it's like 1954 there in that room. That was from The Sopranos, where he goes, I think the girl, she's like talking about sex at the table, and he's like, stop. And she goes, it's 1994, Dad. And he goes, well, in this house it's 1955 and we don't talk about sex at the table. That is funny. So there's that. That's Tuesday. I always think this is going to be so fast, and I'm like just brrr. Okay, that's because I don't have anyone to talk to. Wednesday the 7th, moon goes void, and then in the afternoon ingresses into Pisces. But before that, early in the morning, the moon will conjunct now Jupiter in Aquarius and trine Mars. Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. So I forgot. Tuesday on the 6th. The psychic channeling I got for Tuesday, the Venus Mars, this is like this is literally, quite literally, male archetype, female archetype coming together in harmony, working together. No, one is not better than the other. They're different. Equal. So I consider myself ultra feminine, even though I have a lot of masculinity in me. I love my masculine energies. I can be a little bit too masculine, I get it, but I'm still ultra feminine. I still identify woman. I mean, it's hard to identify as human, but you guys know what I'm saying. So I like that I can understand men, and I like that I can understand their experience. I like that. So if you cultivate that, I'm telling you, you're going to make a breakthrough. And then the psychic channeling I got into this was Wonder Years. So I don't know if that's a confirmation for someone. I don't know, but like that boy with Winnie, there's something there. Okay, now back to Wednesday. So the moon conjuncting Jupiter in Aquarius, trining Mars in Gemini, sextiling Venus in Aries. That's a lot of good feeling. And it's balanced. I like that. It's very, very balanced. You feel better as equals. You feel better that things are fair. You'll feel better about yourself. You'll feel better about yourself when you've considered everyone in the room, when you've considered everyone's experience. And this is speaking to masculine and feminine, But obviously, in this world, there are so many beautiful, wonderful variables of human experience. And the more we put effort into understanding and giving that space to learn, the richer life becomes. I like variety. I love variety. I love that there's so many different people and so many different expressions, unique expressions. That's why I don't judge people for plastic surgery or cosmetic surgery or anything. Let them customize themselves. Like, why not? You know? To me, that's just like putting on lipstick and doing the hair and dressing and all of that. So that's Wednesday. Wednesday looks really great. You are feeling better. You are feeling more uplifted. You are feeling good about yourself because you are doing things fairly and you're like, it's all good. On Thursday, the moon is in Pisces, and this is interesting. This is very interesting. This is, there could be an intuitive opportunity or an insight or a communication or a download or a dream that you have. It's going to come in unexpectedly. It's going to come in unexpectedly. But it looks like it's going to be like a psychic thing. It's going to be a telepathic thing or a psychic thing, or it's going to be synchronistic. You're walking around in life or driving or something, and then you see things, or you have like an experience of your own. So that looks really cool on Thursday. Or there can just be like a little bit of a shock to the heart. And then on Friday, this is the day. Maybe even leading up to Friday. Friday has the Mars in Gemini squaring Neptune in Pisces. And this is part of the new moon of April 11th. So it's going to be from about the 8th to the 26th. Now this is where I'm going to like really get into the energy. So Mars is how we act and how we go after what we want. Neptune in Pisces is illusion, delusion, fantasy, fog, lack of clarity, also spirituality, also belief and faith. And this square is a challenge to overcome. And what I'm getting from this, number one, is gossip biting you back. So anyone that has been gossiping about you behind your back, it's going to come out. And when it does, as someone who is like such an easy target for that, always been my entire life, so what? The way I look at it, I'm so busy. I'm always in my own obsessions. I'm always in my own, I'm writing a script, or I'm doing this, or I'm doing tarot cards. Like I've got so much. I'm a creator. I create so much that there's no time for me to like about gossiping. So I'll give you guys this. The sooner I find out, boom, they're out of my life. Boom, it's over. Boom. Like my Jun fan. The Perry. So when that comes up for you, the sooner you know, just be grateful. Like, I know now. I know now. That's it. They're hurting themselves far more than they're hurting you. Karmically, remember, when we activate energy by the thoughts we think and the actions we take and the things we say, we're activating karma. We're activating the law of cause and effect. That's universal law. And remember that ignorance of universal law does not exempt you from the consequences, from the penalties. So there's some gossip, lies, cheating that you may find out about. And this is something that is going to, okay, now I'm going to describe the energy. That's like a mundane little petty thing. Okay, that's a petty thing. That's not even what I'm here to talk about. That's like something that's going to come up, maybe, possibly, for some of you. What this is really going to be working through from, like I said, from the 8th until the 26th. So it's a big part of this lunation, the new moon. This new moon is about a huge initiative. You are driving something. you are leading the charge of something in your life, and it's really cool and it's really awesome and it feels so good and it's new and it's exciting and it's adventurous and it's healing this stuck energy. This stuck energy. Oh, here we go. Okay, hold on. It's weird energy because it has to do with debasing yourself. It has to do with an area or a thing or a situation or something in life where you feel very awkward, where you feel, it's where you have a defeatist attitude about this, about going after what you want, but you're going after what you want and it gets over this. It clears this energy out, okay? You are releasing this karma. It's this debasing the self, this very defeatist attitude where you feel like a lack of self-confidence. And this can be draining for you and it can be awkward. So wherever you're feeling that, wherever you're feeling doubt, self-doubt, and I'm getting two different things with this psychically. I'm getting the prince. I saw a prince, this young boy, and he's outside and it's nighttime and it's the dark, and I think it's ancient Egypt. But what I'm getting from this energy is that it's almost like someone reaching the age of maturity, something about 18, something about turning 18, and then all of a sudden, like you inherit a lot of money or you inherit a lot of wealth or power, and all of a sudden this very young person, remember our brains they're not even done growing and developing until we're like 24, 25 or something. So all the decisions we're making until that age, we're like, so this prince, this young boy, this young little growing masculine reaches this age of 18, and it doesn't have to be 18. This is the psychic thing that I'm getting. And they get all this money, this responsibility, property, wealth, power, whatever this is. And everyone around this person, they have not defined themselves in the world yet. They have not developed and tested putting up these boundaries and advocating for themselves and like choosing their family and choosing people in their life like one by one and validating people and learning about characters, learning about human nature. There's so much that they have not learned. So being like a pure spirit that I'm picking up someone that kind of just wants to make everyone happy. And so that's where the debasing comes in, the debasing of the self, where it's like to keep the peace or to like do the right thing or make everybody happy. They buy people cars, they buy people groceries, they pay for everything, they give homes and houses, and they give titles to people. I'm getting titles, like I'm getting very specifically titles, and like if this resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If it's all for one person, so be it. But it's like this young prince, it's like, okay, okay, it's not hurting me. It's not, whatever. I'm getting that someone's been there for people. And this square, it's like, now you need something back and it's not there. Now you need something and there's nothing for you. And this is the turning point where you're doing something for yourself, where you're doing something where it's self-respect though. It doesn't have anything to do with anybody else. It's a self-respect thing. It's pride of ownership. And you're owning your energy. You're owning your maturity. You're owning your own life. It's the integrity to yourself. It's the integrity to one's self. And not appeasing, not and it's weird because I'm getting that like false perception that oh, someone's a prince and shouldn't they run the show? And they have so much of everything, and they don't get a chance to, or they shouldn't put themselves first, or there's like these weird projections. So everyone has that in some area of life where we're all going to be overcoming this defeatist, debasing the self, like self-sacrificial martyrdom type of energy, where it's an insecurity, where it's like, oh, I could never do that. I could never be that. I could never have that. I could not. And thinking that that's going to like make someone give it to you, or make someone, you know what I'm saying? Or it's going to curry favor for you with someone. It's a release of that karma. So you're purifying this energy. And the way to do this is to detach from the feeling when you're feeling it, is to detach from wherever you feel guilty, wherever you feel ashamed, wherever you feel like you need to martyr yourself. Detach from that feeling and examine yourself objectively. Don't panic. Don't panic. It's as if you're like a scientist alien examining being in a human body, except you're a spirit, you're a soul. So remember what I said, you're not anger incarnate. You're temporarily experiencing anger. You're not angry. That anger is going to come through you and it's going to pass. But don't identify with that anger. Same as this, whatever this thing is, you can move this through your energy field. There's also this energy, the moon in Pisces is going to conjunct Neptune and square this Mars and sextile Pluto and Capricorn. So there could be a pang of insecurity that is activated, or it's like cold feet, where you're like, I can't do it. It's false. That's the lie. What you want is faith. Faith is your power, and it's the faith to surrender to what you trust in. And my second thing that I got for this is fatherhood. What I got from this was like this cold feet type of energy. It's actually kind of going back to the masculine feminine of Tuesday, where the download I got is information that fathers need encouragement, they need to be believed in, and they need help. Mothers need help in a different way. Mothers need support in a different way. Men and women are different. They're equal, they're different. I'm only speaking heteronormatively for the simplicity, but please don't think that I am excluding everybody. I am just speaking simplistically. Mothers need support differently. Fathers need support and encouragement and belief. They need to be believed in. They need to be encouraged in a different way. They're having a different experience than the one who's like harvesting the human. So it shouldn't be this pang of insecurity or this cold feet that is actually just a toxic residual fear of your father, of your mother, of your ancestor coming down through you. This lack of confidence really has this root, and I'm taking the father thing as an example, has this root in that like martyrdom, that lack of masculine confidence, that debasing of the self that is not even your energy. It's what you've inherited from your father, who inherited it from their father, but it can end with you. Whatever this is very karmic because it's Neptune involved, and Neptune in Pisces. So I'm going into this a lot because it's part of the new moon energy. So we are all overcoming this energy. We are all overcoming where we feel this insecurity, this lack, this drain, this defeatist attitude, where we have to get over this awkwardness. It's a mentally self-defeating thing. And it could absolutely, for some people, you'll see it. You'll see other people self-sabotage. Absolutely. That's not going to be you, though. You're going to release this karma. And like I said, the way to do that is through detaching from that feeling and examining the feeling as if you are that alien scientist. Because then you can think about it. Then you can know what you're feeling and you can think about it and think to yourself, where does that come from? Is that from my father? What was my father like? What was it like growing up? What did my mom feel in her motherhood? Or what you get to go through all of those things and you get to examine it. And just that alone is changing the vibration. That alone is evolving your understanding of your own self. Just by asking those questions, because you're going to ask those questions, you're going to get answers. You're going to ask questions, and that's the Hermit card in the tarot. The Hermit goes to the top of the mountain to feel pain and ask questions. And they hear an answer, they get an answer. So this is all Friday. Emotional, definitely emotional. But I really feel like, because this Friday is sandwiched in between a wonderful Thursday and a wonderful Saturday. So I really feel like, yes. And another thing is that it's part of the new moon of the 11th, but the aspect exact has already passed. So it's like decreasing in its power. This is a closing energy. It's not like this is going to be, I really don't feel like this is going to be something that takes a very long time to do. I really feel like this big, passionate beginning, this new moon, the first new moon of the zodiacal new year, is going to be so powerful. It honestly blasts and obliterates this kind of stuck energy out of your energy field, out of your electromagnetic field, out of your life. And when we consciously, energetically commit to creating and or expanding a specific energy where we have our focus, situations and people and things that are not in resonance will fall away on their own. They'll fall away on their own. People will fall away on their own. Our own desire to choose outside of that focus will dissipate and fade and go away. So I really believe that you understanding this on Friday or over the next few weeks, understanding where this comes from and how it was created in you, will allow you and give you permission to let it go, because it's probably not yours. It's probably a parental, hereditary, ancestral baggage. And it stops with you. It can stop with you. Whether that is letting people walk all over you. Let me get to that actually, because there's a lot more to talk about. But really quickly, whether that's letting people kind of walk all over you because you don't want to rock the boat and you got to put yourself first, or if it's something like getting more confident and taking a next big step in the life of your children and the quality of parent you're going to be, or becoming a parent for the first time, or taking real ownership for your creative project. I have a lot of like musicians that watch me, and I know that you guys are creative. I know that you're entrepreneurs. And I know that you care about your art, and I know that you care about your creations. So for you guys specifically, there could be something here like, oh, I can't do that, or I don't deserve that, or I'll never be this, or I'll never do that. You weren't born with your skills and your talents and your desires and your passions just to... On Saturday, the moon is void, of course, till really almost like around midnight. Ingresses into Aries, the sign of the new moon. Oh, that's the download. Okay. Mercury in Aries sextiles Saturn in Aquarius. Venus in Aries sextiles Jupiter in Aquarius. This could be a romantic opportunity. You're feeling really great. You're feeling really good and positive with feminine energy, either in yourself or in somebody else. It could be like other feminines around you, or it could be with other feminine dominant people, or it could be the opportunity to connect. And then the Mercury Saturn, if you want to commit, you can, and it will go very well. There's also discussions here. Discussions about, well, you'll have to look in your chart to see what that's about, but positive, it goes very well. And then the download I got for that, I got forms like a pyramid. I don't know, but I got a pyramid. Either way, on Saturday, your heart is so happy. Your heart's really, really happy. Okay? Okay. Now, I think... Okay, so one last thing about about Friday, is that insecurity. You want to make that insecurity constructive. So if you... Okay, so like my artists and my entrepreneurs, if you feel like an insecurity, like I will never paint a picture as good as my favorite artist on Instagram, and this whole energy, this whole new beginning has like the waning of this Mars Neptune involved, you can detach from that and really take a look at how you feel. Well, why do I feel that way? Well, and maybe you answer yourself, well, because I suck. Well, why do you suck? And it's like, well, because my parents never got me painting lessons. So the constructive answer to that is enroll in a painting class. Get yourself the education that you didn't get. You don't have to be the martyr and just like, you know, be really upset about your childhood and what you didn't get. Turn it constructive. Get yourself into art classes. Read painting books, study the works of your favorite painters, and read interviews with them. Read their tips or their methods, watch YouTube videos, immerse yourself into how to be a great painter. And you take that insecurity and you conquer it. You conquer it, you crush it, and you turn it into a constructive thing. And you're no longer identifying with that insecurity. Okay? Okay. Last thing about that. I have a million little papers everywhere. Weird. I got my throat closed up 3 times this past week. I feel like that's someone's throat chakra. I feel like there's something someone needs to say or talk through. I don't know. So that's something. That's someone something. Okay, so as we end the week, Saturday, on Sunday is the new moon in Aries. I will be here on YouTube live streaming my psychic astrological presentation. I will then go over to Patreon where I will do the 12 sign breakdowns. I do about 10 to 15 minutes for every single sign, how it's going to affect you, and then we pull tarot cards after every single sign. It's a lot of fun. It's usually like 2.5 hours, and I just like have my tea, I have my people, and we have a great time. So join us if you have the time or what have you. Otherwise, I will be here live on YouTube. I want to give you a heads up about it though, okay? So with this new moon, boundaries are extremely important because people will be more brazen and they will be more entitled to steamroll over your boundaries to get what they want. They will try to control the outcomes and the people in the situations. us ourselves, we will want to try and control the outcomes of the situations that we are initiating. We will want to be really like, now if you're aligned with love, truth, and integrity, it's probably a good thing, because we probably need someone that cares about love, truth, and integrity on the thing. You know, then there's no abuse of power. But in any case, expect people to get really like controlling and dominating. So if you're feeling that in yourself, redirect that energy. Check yourself, see it in yourself, and redirect it to something constructive, because there will be people that are pushing you and pressuring you. And it could be, I'm not sure if it's going to be leading up to this new moon, but just in case anything comes up, I want you to like clock it and see it for what it is. Okay? Watch for anyone around you who is pushing their agenda at the expense of other people, and worst of all, you and your needs and what's fair to you. Make sure you're seeing that clearly, you know, because that's something that should come to light this week by Friday or on Friday, that Mars square Neptune. Remember, lies, gossip, cheating, that's going to come out. So look for it. Look for it. They will leverage and exploit your relationship to get what they want at any cost. That's part of the new moon too. That's like the Plutonian type of energy. Also, watch for little ways that people are betraying your boundaries. So little ways that people cross your boundaries are like constantly communicating with you, like a lot of, like a shotgun, like a lot of little messages that you don't need to handle, that you don't need to answer, that like they could have Googled it, or they could have gotten the answer from someone else. That's a betrayal. That's a betrayal of boundary. There's boundaries there. And it's like, it's little things that eat away at your time and your mental health. It's a weird thing, but you will want to put up your boundaries, and you will want to prioritize the communications and the ideas that are really deserving of your focus, that you are really passionate about, that are really meaningful to you. And look to see who's like that. Look to see who's doing that, because they may not know that they're doing this, but they probably do. And just make sure, look for subtle ways though. That's one example, but look for subtle ways of people betraying your boundaries and trying to get into your private mind. Maybe they never leave you alone. They don't want you to think on your own. They don't want you to have a moment to just calm your mind down and think. Maybe they like you a little bit destabilized. Maybe they like you a little bit messy. Maybe they like you a little bit scattered. Maybe they like that you party a lot, or maybe they like you drinking a lot, or maybe they like you overeating, or maybe they like you know what I'm saying? Look for that kind of thing. Subtle, very subtle. Okay, guys, I love you to pieces. Take care this week. I know it's going to be a great week, and honestly, like I said, this is just leading up to the big, bold, beautiful new moon in Aries, and that is going to be a supercharged, powerful, fresh new beginning in all of our lives. So whatever's going on this week, you can mitigate this, you can handle this. I believe in you, and I am so excited to live stream with you on Sunday and take us through the new moon. It's going to be really great. I make sure to check that out. I am working on the website, and I put up new thumbnails, and I love my website. So check it out, theartigan.com. And that's about it. I love you guys. Take really good care, and I will see you Wednesday for our psychic tarot reading. And until then, dearies, many beautiful blessings upon all of your beautiful heads, darlings. Mwah.